Welcome back, everybody, to the Late Night Snacks.
Hi.
If you guys are here, you came to hang out with us and discuss. We are not interviewing Jon Jon Briones, so we apologize if there was any miscommunication and we confused anyone. That was not our intention. But we were
Wait, I didn't hear that.
part of an interview with Jon Jon Briones, and
Why,
we were able
was
to
confusing?
get some of our questions in and things like that.
It was part of the title. It was a little bit confusing for people.
Yeah.
We thought we had Jon Jon on?
Yeah.
No, or that maybe we interviewed him.
I wish. Fuck.
Which we kind of did. That's what I was just saying. We kind of did because we also got to input our questions, and he answered our questions as well, and our comments and things like that. So we did get to be part of the interview.
Wait, can you hear us?
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I tell you, my wife fucked up.
I am Irish Smelly. I am one of your beautiful hosts on this ride, along with the amazing, gorgeous DeWanda. Say hi.
Everybody.
Along with the amazing, wonderful That Guy. Say hi.
Oh.
And Nuka and Boga.
And we have Nuka and Boga today, too.
Boga's hiding right now. He's back there.
Wait the hell up, old man. Where you at?
Oh, there he is. Nuka's big body was hiding him. All right. So, yes. So, like we were saying, we were lucky enough that I'm just going to say Jake because I don't want to butcher his last name.
Yeah, we don't want to butcher his last name.
It was like Macapagal.
Something like that.
I know it's a Filipino name too, so I don't want to butcher it.
Yeah, he was, I believe.
Katie, welcome.
Long time no see. He is, I believe he played Chewie or the engineer in the Amsterdam cast of Miss Saigon.
Yes, that's what he was saying. He was in the Amsterdam cast. Yeah. But hey, B, so glad to see you. I know you guys all have busy lives with work and families and everything else, so we appreciate you guys being here with us so much.
Work.
Angelica? And also, if anyone is interested in actually seeing the interview that we're talking about today, it is in the description below.
If you're a Jon Jon fan or you're a Ratchet fan or even if you're
below this video, the description below this video is the link to the Facebook Live feed, which was where we were able to take part in this interview with Jon Jon Briones.
It's a great interview.
To be honest, depending on who you ask. So, first of all, I mean, let's just talk about this guy before we get into what we talked about. Let's talk about him. And let's just say, aside from knowing what he's acted in, knowing his career, if you just met this guy from this interview, you would be in awe of the human being that he is. And you would say, my God, this is someone famous. This is a celebrity, because he does not hold himself that way. He does not think he's better than anyone. He's like one of the most humblest guys you will ever meet.
Oh, yeah. Jon Jon is
so shy. He's so shy.
Yeah, he's very shy. Did you get that picture, Mel? You put it up there.
Which one?
Oh,
yours?
Yeah.
No, yeah, you put it in the chat, but that was a while ago.
No, that was the one with John Leguizamo.
No, I sent Jon Jon. Here, I'll send it.
Yeah, send it, and I'll show it real quick. But yeah, so we again, I mean, like I said, this guy, I mean, he is a genuine stand-up person.
Oh, yeah. He's amazing.
And the way he talks about his family, his kids, and his wife, oh my God. He said, okay, you guys, he said his wife, Megan, is a goddess.
Yep.
Right there, that man won my heart.
He also said in the interview,
I knew nothing else about him.
He said in the interview, the woman behind the person behind the Briones family. He gave her credit for being the head of the family, which is really cool.
He said she's the glue that holds them together, which most mothers are. most wives and mothers are in their families, but it's nice when somebody says it out loud and you hear it.
Yeah.
Even if you know it, just to hear it, it's so appreciated. So everybody now out there, if you have a mom, a wife, even a sister, you tell them how much they are appreciated and how awesome they are. And you tell them how they are the glue that holds everything together. Because without them, you'd be lost.
Yeah. Especially that you guys have children or they're running the household. It's like people think stay-at-home moms are just this lazy thing or whatever.
Hard full-time job that you don't get a day off from.
You don't get paid for.
You don't get vacation days. You don't get sick days.
Nope.
You don't get overtime pay.
Nope.
Oh, fuck. All you get is the stress from the kids, stress from the home life, and a lot of the times no appreciation for it.
Yeah.
You know, I know Kaylee talks about being a stay-at-home mom all the time. It's kind of like my situation being on disability and stay-at-home. It's like people think it's like, oh, it's so easy. It's like, no, it's hard. It's really hard to just sit at home, enclosed under 4 walls, and not be able to contribute.
I feel like maybe people might have gotten an inkling of that feeling once quarantine started, because everybody realized like, oh, I'm going to be able to do all this stuff and get all this stuff done. And some people did. Some people found times to pick up a new hobby, a new outlet, you know, to exercise more, take better care of their health, things like that, which is great. But most people that you talk to will tell you, you would have thought I would have more time on my hands being locked in my house 24/7, but I don't. It's crazier than ever. And anybody with kids will definitely tell you that.
Well, yeah, like stay-at-home moms or disability people, they don't have extra money. They don't have all this extra time. It's not vacation. It's basically being stuck in your home because you have no other choice. You can't go out, you can't go shopping, you can't do all this stuff because you don't have extra money, extra finances to do it. So it's like, well, people think you're on vacation, yet you're not.
Exactly. Oh,
okay,
Alfie, you know what? Alfie, we want to send our condolences to you, hon. I'm so sorry for your loss. But I am so glad to hear that your 3 boys make it worth it for you and they keep you going, because I know that feeling. There's days where I want to give up and I wouldn't be here if it weren't for my 4 kids. So I totally get it.
Yep.
Yeah, Alfie, is that your wife in your Facebook picture? It's beautiful. She is.
You're such a sweetheart. Kisses to you, Alfie.
Aw.
So nice.
Oh, we love you too.
Thank you. So now back to Jon Jon then. So let's talk a little bit about his career before we get into what he talked about. I know, Michael, you know more of his background career-wise.
Yeah, let me give you this picture really quick.
But I know you also know the inside scoop about his Ryan Murphy connection, how he got there.
Yeah. Jon Jon started his career 18 years old, I believe, 17 or 18 years old, straight from the movie. When
you can find his pictures on his Instagram when he started.
Yeah. When Cameron McIntosh was searching the world for Kim and other players of the new musical Miss Saigon back in 1988, they were searching. It opened in 89. Jon Jon was part of the crew that was in the Philippines because they went to Manila and they did a bunch of auditions. That's where Lea Salonga came from, was the Manila auditions. And Jon Jon got hired on part of the production team as like the gopher, the coffee boy, the script page boy, the run errand boy. And he was so driven.
The intern, as they called him, right?
The gopher guy, yeah. And he was so driven to be part of this theatrical world that he went to every rehearsal and he literally learned every word, every dance move, every part. Didn't speak a word of English. The entire libretto's in English. It's entirely sung. Jon Jon didn't speak a word of English. And he was, like I said, 17, 18 years old. Now you jump forward 30 years from all that, and Jon Jon has spent the most time and the most dedication in the family of Miss Saigon, doing all different tours. He owes his entire career to Cameron McIntosh and to that show. He's gone from just being a little background chorus member because of his status as Gopher Boy and all that, to a Tony winner headlining the revival as the engineer. And his performance shows.
It's amazing.
The dedication that he put into it. I've seen him several times in different casts, and you could see the progression over the years of how much he has given and learned and really worked at the show. And from all his years doing that, up into the revival, he was networking, he was auditioning, he was working his ass off, and he got a role in Crime Story in Versace. Because they Darren Criss and Murphy were in New York, and they were hearing about Miss Saigon and all this buzz about Miss Saigon because they saw Darren Criss had seen it in London. Because remember, the revival of the show, just like the original show, opened in London and they carried over into Broadway, and then all the principals carried over as well. And Jon Jon's performance, just like even though Lozada's performance was like headlining. It made world news how great Jon Jon was in this role. He's winning Olivia Awards and Tony Awards and everything else. And so some of the Murphy family people had seen the show in London. And Darren Criss obviously knew everything that was going on with Crime Story because he was headlining Crime Story.
Yeah.
He told Ryan Murphy, watch out for this guy. There's this guy, he's Filipino, he's in Miss Saigon.
Well, and you remember that was part
really good.
of.
You should think about it
that was part of in the interview that Jon Jon mentioned about him and Darren running into each other, and he's like, "Oh my God, I love you," and Darren goes, "I love you."
They ran into each other at an award show, and that's how Jon Jon found out about it.
Yep, it was. They're both fans of each other's work. Never had met. And Darren was already trying to hook Jon Jon up with an audition with the role as for
those of our audience who don't know, we're talking about Darren Criss, Darren Criss, who played the lead in the American Crime Story assassination of Gianni Versace. God, that's a mouthful. But
he played Andrew Cunanan.
Darren has a very long career in play work and Broadway and things of that nature as well. He's not just a Ryan Murphy production.
And Darren Criss played Andrew Cunanan, who is from San Diego, gay killer. Basically stalked a friend and his new lover, and there's this whole crime story that played out where he ended up shooting and killing Gianni Versace, from just a friend killing a friend to all the way up to headlining. And so Darren Criss played Andrew Cunanan, and Andrew Cunanan is Filipino, and so Andrew Cunanan's father in his story is really important because of the abuse and everything that Andrew went through his father, and his father got deported back to the Philippines because of some business fraud and stuff, and so I played a role in the show, and so Darren was looking at Jon Jon.
Are we talking about Reprise? Is that what you were talking about?
No. Crime Story.
Crime Story.
Okay, Crime Story. That's what I thought you were on. Okay.
Yeah. Cunanan's father, they're Filipino, and so Darren obviously knew everything that was going on pre-production.
If you want to pull up the screen share,
I will do that.
Thank you.
And so they got Jon Jon a audition for Crime Story, and he got the role. He booked the role. And what's funny about that is, didn't Crime Story come out after Apocalypse?
It came out about the same time, I think.
No. Crime Story was first because I remember watching it.
Crime Story was first, and then Apocalypse.
Because I had it backwards then. Because when he went over to Crime Story to AHS, where's on his stupid picture? He was bragging about how Sarah Paulson became they became friends on AHS. And his first day at work on he got Horror Story because he became a member of the Murphy family, and now Jon Jon is now headlining shows for Ryan Murphy. And if he doesn't get a fucking award nomination for this role in Ratched, there's no justice. But he did one episode.
I feel the same way if Sophie doesn't get something for Ratched.
Yeah, 2 scenes I believe in Crime Story is all Jon Jon was in. And he's memorable. He's absolutely memorable for that role.
And he's so short. I didn't realize how short he was, but it makes me feel good because I'm short.
I'm 5'8", and let me show you his picture with me and him, and he's short. Because I've met Jon Jon
Did you put that one in the chat?
I'm saying it now.
Okay.
Yeah, I've met him several times throughout the years of him playing in Miss Saigon. And the last time I was in New York, I got to talk with him for a while at the stage door, and we got a picture, and you can see the height difference. But Jon Jon is always giving to the fans. He's always interested in why people are seeing that version of Miss Saigon, what the show mentions. Jon Jon really carries the love of that show. It's not just about the fans loving him. It's about the fans loving the show, and he wants to talk to you about the show. What are your experiences with the show? Where you come from? He's so connected with fans that I found it fascinating, absolutely fascinating to talk to, because he's like, he wants to know about you. He wants to know, your story instead of you wanting to know his story.
Yeah,
and
he's
in the interview how shy he was and how much he didn't want to talk about himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a really good interview.
Every time I've noticed, every time he was asked a question, he would start to answer it, but then he would start to tell a story, which, we all do that from time to time, some more than others.
It was always distraction. It was always reflection.
But then he would steer it to talk about someone else. He didn't want to talk about himself.
No.
I think he probably, yes, he's shy and he's humble, but I think he feels almost like if he starts to talk about himself or his work, and in a positive light, like it's a negative thing. I mean, and that can be a cultural thing too, because you're not supposed to brag about yourself and your work. You're just supposed to let your work speak for itself. And a lot of times, especially in different Asian cultures, you're not supposed to expect praise or gratitude, and you're just supposed to do what's asked of you.
Yeah. Not brag about yourself, not take
I don't know.
Not brag, basically you can't show off about your achievements.
Is he a method actor or
no, I don't think so.
I want to share this with you guys, and then I know because we can touch on it, because this isn't specifically Jon Jon, but it is about Jon Jon.
I am the father of Eliza Hamilton.
Look at that smile. He's so happy, so proud.
Today,
he's amazing.
Father of Eliza Hamilton.
So cool.
What, he's talking about Hamilton?
Yeah.
He said, "Today I'm the father of Eliza Hamilton," and just that big smile on his face.
Well, he's got the 2 kids, I believe, the girl and the boy, and
a daughter and a son.
Took the role in Ratched, and his daughter.
His son has an extensive filmography already for his age.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
The daughter does theater and TV or movies.
Yes.
Film.
Issa.
What production is that? London?
Hamilton.
Oh,
what are you doing?
No, DC. DC.
Oh.
That was the DC performance.
The DC.
Oh, DC. Oh, okay. Because I thought she got Eliza when they were in London.
I don't know. Did she maybe go from DC to London?
No, that doesn't make sense, because they Hamilton would not have been in London at the same time they were in London, because Rachel Ann Go, who played Gigi in Miss Saigon, once they went to Broadway, she got the role as Eliza in Hamilton and went back to London. So they wouldn't have been the same time.
Got you.
Did you get a picture?
Yes. Hold on one second.
So, just a little history on Miss Saigon. And Jake, when you watch the interview, Jake really goes into somewhat a detailed shot explaining how for the Asian community and what Cameron McIntosh gave those Asian actors that opportunity with this whole show predominantly being cast by Asians. They have created the bond and the family around the whole experience. So when they talk about the Miss Saigon family, what that means is all of these Asian actors through all of the different companies around the world through the 30 years have become a unit, a family. And it's
There it is.
Yeah.
Because for those of you who don't know, that guy, he is that guy, because he has met everyone.
Guy.
He knows everyone.
He knows everyone.
Or he knows someone who knows someone.
I have stories.
He has
I have to
connection.
give that guy stories. I think Diana has better stories than I do. But
Diana has some
I don't know,
amazing
you guys
stories
are about
too.
equal
Yeah.
at this point. You
me,
guys
we're going to do a show in a little while, in the next couple of weeks, about Miss Saigon, predominantly from this. And you guys will understand that Miss Saigon is a huge part of my life. And so all these people that are part of this family, for the fans, we're part of that family too. That have been following the show all these years. So their love for what this show has meant to them is so catchy. You can feel it when you're talking to them about the show. It's really neat. Except for Leia Salonga, I won't miss it. I'll tell that story later.
Well, I am glad.
We're
Now,
so
I
glad.
will not ask what it is in your vape because that is your choice.
Huh?
And then, Alfie pointed out something too, which, I thought was a good question. He said, is he a method actor or does he go by feel?
I don't think he's method. I've never heard
that he is either.
Usually when somebody's like really method, you hear about it through the grapevine. Like Kathy Bates is extremely method. I think Reese Witherspoon is another one that's diehard.
Jared Leto, extremely method.
Yeah. You hear those stories.
Christian Bale, extremely. Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, Matthew McConaughey, yeah, he's got a lot of stories about his crazy ass with his method acting. Nicolas Cage is another one.
Nicolas Cage,
that's fairly method. And for them, I think method acting is interesting because if you can commit to that and really commit to method acting, I think it, like Kathy Bates, it absolutely benefits your performance because you're not just acting that role, you're living that role. But you have to be all in. And some method actors, they say they're method and they're not all in.
Yeah.
So then I think
you're like, I'm a partially method actor.
You can't be a partial method actor. You're either a method actor.
That's an oxymoron. That's an oxymoron. That's something really pretty ugly.
Follow Kathy Bates. Follow all the stories that follow Kathy Bates. That is method acting.
At its finest.
Yes. My God, Kathy Bates.
That freaking Hollywood.
You guys, I would have loved to be on the set for Roanoke to watch her.
Well, when she went down Hollywood Boulevard as the butcher.
Yes. Oh my God. She really did that. Yep. And I would have loved to have seen it. And just be like, you guys, either Kathy's doing an amazing role or she lost one because she's lost it.
All right. So what else did we talk about with Jon for this interview? He touched on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he touched on Miss Saigon. Obviously, it's a huge part. He talked on his three. He's been in 3 Ryan Murphy shows now, I believe. He was in Crime Story, Apocalypse, and
Ratched.
And each one, if you watch them, are a progression of his membership into the family.
Stop this and then share it again.
What?
Oh no, she's just telling me what she's doing.
Yeah, he did 1 episode, I think 2 scenes in Versace. He played 4 episodes maybe of Apocalypse.
I think
I think so.
4 maybe, yeah.
Yeah, and then he's in every episode of Ratched.
I thought he had more screen time in Versace. I could have swore he had a lot more screen time.
I think when I looked at it, it's literally 2 scenes.
Yeah, it's just the way it was broken up within an episode.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
I think it's like 5.5 minutes he's on screen for
and then even one of the times you don't see him, wasn't it just the phone call?
I think so. Yeah.
Like you just heard his voice, we didn't see him.
No,
I didn't hear help.
I thought we just heard Darren talking to his father, but I don't think Jon Jon you heard his vocal responding. I'd have to look at it again.
Well, regardless, though, like you said, he had minimal time there, and it made an impact. It really did. It made you go, "Who is this guy? I want to know more."
His role was memorable. His role was like considered for awards. His role was. They said that with I forget his name. The father's name.
Here you go. Here's the young Jon Jon.
Oh, here we go.
He had lots of hair.
Oh my goodness.
Megan.
Oh, Megan.
What is his name? Manuel?
Manuel
Fuck, I don't remember that. father's name.
Benyaga.
Yeah. They said those who knew him, those who knew Andrew's father, said Jon Jon just nailed it.
Oh wait, Manuel Benyaga was Ratched. I'm sorry, you're still talking for
Conan's father's name.
I have to look that up again.
Here's Jon Jon and his son Tio.
Tio is great too.
And for those who don't know, Tio is his son who played Peter, who played the young Peter in Ratched. It was the young boy who came into the hospital and said his mother said he daydreams.
Yeah.
And that just broke your heart.
It really did.
He spoke volumes without having to say anything. And it reminded me so much of Jon Jon. And I mean, I'm sure he's given his son advice and tips and stuff too. But you can just tell it's naturally there.
Well, what I found fascinating in the interview was when he talked about Tio's audition. He talked about him getting the job.
Yeah.
Jon Jon didn't know. Jon Jon was like, good luck, whatever. And then they told Tio that he booked the job, blah, 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 blah. And then Jon Jon found out. Jon Jon found out from the producer, not from his son.
Yeah.
So I thought that was neat that they gave his son the opportunity on his own without, Jon Jon influencing that. Which is really important, I think, for children of Hollywood celebrities.
Oh, here you go. On this day in 1989, we opened in London that will become one of the most beloved musicals of all time. 13 of us came from the Philippines, and it changed all our lives. It eventually changed a lot of people's lives through the years. We owe a lot to this show. I celebrate you. # Miss Saigon. You are looking good, lady. # 9 years old.
Yeah, he is rehearsing. He's rehearsing the song. This is in the documentary. This scene. He's rehearsing the song "Morning of the Dragon" right there. And the reason why they show him so prevalent is they talked about him in the sequel documentary that he wasn't in this role. He was there in rehearsal just learning this because he was there, and he was really thriving to get better and learn the craft of acting and learn the craft of singing. He just showed up every single day, learned every single role, and they showed this at Morning of the Dragon. It's really, really cute. It's funny, he's on the original London cast recording.
Are you sure that's not American Dream?
No, that's Morning of the Dragon. That's Morning of the Dragon. That's the lineup. The Morning of the Dragon. Jon Jon in the red coat.
There's him and the 13 others that came.
There's 1989 London cast. This is the anniversary concert that followed the 25th anniversary. That's Jonathan Pryce, the original engineer. So much controversy around that.
Right?
That's predominantly an Asian role that went to a white European man when they first cast it. And boy, when they got to America, people lost their minds. They were like, how could you? They were on the show, the whole 9 yards. But Jonathan Pryce and Jon Jon Briones won Tony Awards for their performance. I believe Jon Jon won. Maybe not. I'm overspeaking right now.
I know he won something, and so I don't want to. Oops, wait. I wanted to finish clicking through the pictures for you. Here we go. Look, he met the prince.
Yep.
That's at that same.
That was the London. This is the London cast then when they were in London.
Yeah. Well, what they did is when they were in London, the show turned 25 years old, and so Cameron McIntosh threw a big gala, and basically they did the show live in front of the audience, in front of the princes and everything at the Prince of Wales Theatre, and after the show, they did like a concert special where the original cast members, Lea Salonga, Jonathan Pryce, all of them, they came out and they did numbers of the song or of the show with the new cast. Mm-hmm. So like both engineers were in the number, both Kims were in a number, and so it was neat. It's on YouTube. It's a really good little mini concert.
Let's see what else. There you are, Dreamland. Look at that.
Dreamland. Yep.
And gorgeous sets and gorgeous imagery with this play, though, because I have not personally seen it yet, and I'm waiting because I want to record my reaction. But I have seen, all about it.
We're still gonna fix that.
Yeah.
Fix what?
The fact that she hasn't seen it, we're gonna fix that.
That is.
And we're gonna record that.
Is that the original cast right there?
I can't tell.
No, this is a revival.
No.
You can tell because
That's
the
the
set.
revival.
The set is a revival. Those two buildings on the side, those are only present during the revival. That's got to be the 25th anniversary concert, or in London.
Yeah.
As you can tell, we could talk about Jon Jon Briones for hours.
Right, I realize. So anyway,
of how much that I love American Horror Story. My connection with Jon Jon is really interesting because Miss Saigon is a huge part of my life. One of the biggest parts of my life. I knew Andrew Cunanan. So I never met his father, but I knew Andrew.
And when he says that, he means the real one, not
the real killer,
Chris.
the real guy. And there's Mary on her channel, on Mary Go Moody's channel, did a big interview with me during the year that Versace came out. Yeah. About my whole experience with Andrew. Is on her channel. Go check that out.
It was a great interview, by the way. So for anybody who has a chance to go check that out, there's a link in the description below this video to Mary Girl Moody's channel. Feel free to check that out.
Her channel is
an interview here. We can do that as well.
Her channel is also listed below. So,
but so then Andrew was in Versace, and I had that connection. I mean, Jon Jon was in Versace, and I had that connection. And then AHS, one of my favorite shows. And so Jon Jon gets the role in AHS. So it's very interesting through Jon Jon specifically of my life that I followed this guy since he was 17 years old.
Yep.
And he hasn't changed a bit. He is absolutely, when they said in the beginning that he's so shy and so humble, that is who this man is. And what I found a juxtaposition about the whole interview was Jake was just doting on him. I mean, he was literally painting this guy as like this martyr, this absolute idol, and Jon Jon looks so uncomfortable during these.
He looked so embarrassed. Oh, and I felt bad for the guy, but I understood why Jake was doing it too, because as a Filipino actor and performer himself, to see someone like Jon Jon, come and do this gives kids like him that light that says you can do it too. Look, someone did it. Someone just like you did this. You can do this.
This is a young immigrant that I don't think even had plans to come to America, was just part of the on-site audition process in Manila. And here he is.
She's a queen.
Yep. Possibly a Grammy winner.
Too young to know
a Tony winner. I think I gotta look it up. So I need to stop saying that because I don't know if he won the Tony for that. You would think I'd know. Miss Saigon folks out there are going to kill me for not knowing that.
Oh, there's Kate.
Who?
Kate.
Oh, yeah. Kate Middleton. That was during the anniversary concert. And in '89, they did it in front of Charles and Diana.
Versace.
So it's interesting that Miss Saigon got to perform in front of the parents and the boys of the Prince of Wales family.
That show was amazing.
I gotta go back and watch it again.
The Assassination of Johnny Versace, American Crime Story.
Oh, and
maybe my favorite.
Crazy Talented Asians.
Huh?
He was on Crazy Talented Asians.
Yes, he's done a lot of film work.
He's done a lot of film work.
Because he's like Sarah Paulson. He works his ass off. He's always got a job. He's always working. He takes whatever. And he made that comment when during the interview, he said, I'm at the point where I don't have to accept everything that's offered. And that was a huge turning point for his career, knowing that he can't do it.
So I'm going to stop that, or we could look at these all day long.
Oh, yeah. Wait till we see this. We're going to be seeing this man's praises left and right, showing clips of the show.
But I mean, and basically to sum it up, is that, I mean, it's a great interview. This guy is amazing. He's a humble, amazing guy. He's had an amazing career, which isn't going anywhere. He still has an amazing career, and he's still, oh my God, I can't wait to see what's to come for him in the future.
We're going to see him in a lot more Murphy shows.
Yeah.
He is.
Yes, we are.
And I love the relationship that him and Sarah Paulson have now. He dotes on Sarah like she's a fucking god.
The way he talks about Sarah is like it's his big sister that has always looked after him and taking care of him, and he even calls Sarah intimidating.
He's like, she's intimidating. I hope we do the show about Sarah's recent interviews and stuff because Sarah's crazy. Sarah's amazing.
That's
coming soon. That's coming soon. Don't spill the tea just yet.
Don't spill the tea just yet.
But he did give you guys a little spillage. So now you know what's coming. It is coming. We'll have it soon, we promise.
Yeah, we got a bunch of new stuff on the horizon. Some things that we're going to try out. We're expanding our Broadway coverage. First show that we're going to cover is Fame.
I'm excited. I'm excited
about Broadway. I mean, it's a passion. So if you guys like Broadway or even want to be introduced to Broadway, join us. It's going to be a new series. We'll announce the dates and times and what we're doing. Talk about different shows.
And we're going to be doing some Broadway first-time reaction videos.
That's going to be fun. That I think I'm looking forward to the most because to introduce people to shows that I love, and these are more than just like a movie or something to me. These are like huge parts of my soul. And to share that with people, like when I told DeWanda when she first saw me, I was like, I can't wait to share this with you. It's like I have ownership of it. I want to share this with you.
Yeah.
So, and that's not what people did for Hamilton for me. They're like, you have to be a part of this. And I'm like, oh no. And then they shared it with me. I'm like, okay, I bow down.
Yeah, and then he did it to me, and now look where we are. So
so with that, guys, we want to say thank you guys for being here. We appreciate you sticking it out with us. We know it's a little longer today, but we have so much to talk about, and we still didn't touch on everything. So
wait till we talk about the Saigon, Jon Jon.
And make sure you guys go to the description below this video and click on the link, the Facebook live feed link that's there for the interview with Jon Jon, because it's about an hour long.
It's about an hour long.
It's about an hour, but it's so worth it. And he goes through the gamut of everything. And
all three of us are featured during the feed.
Yeah, all three of us are featured in, really cool. In the video as well. Yes.
Yeah. Also in the video, there's a guy named Fletcher that they talk about. It happens to be a really good friend of mine from San Diego who runs a Miss Saigon fan page on Facebook. So if you want to check that out after you watch the interview, Fletcher's group gives a lot of insight to Miss Saigon and these cast players and stuff. So it's a really good fan group.
All right, guys. So make sure you go to the description below this video. And I want you guys to comment below and tell us what is your favorite Jon Jon moments. Okay.
If you want to see us talk about assassination of Gianni Versace and a little bit of insight on Andrew Cunanan on this channel, let us know in the comments below.
Yeah, please let us know.
Full interviews on the other channel. But if you want to talk about it here, we'll talk about it here.
Let's just say we'll talk about it here because you like to talk about it anyway. You like to talk about it. It gives you another chance to do that.
Even though it's part of my life, it's still a fascinating story because it's like
it is. It really is.
You know,
it is. So we'll definitely have to bring that back. We'll have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Well, have a good night. We love you. We love you for being here. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Good night, guys.
Nuka.